What's up, my magical soul friends? Welcome back to 9 3/4. It's Carissa here, and you guys already know I'm so excited that you're here with me. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'm just really excited to get into this reading today. I won't lie, it's a little bit scary for me to get vulnerable with you guys. I am pretty private when it comes to sharing some of my traumas and pains, not because I don't want to, but because I'm kind of afraid of what other people will think of my trauma and pain, honestly, which is kind of silly thinking about it, but or when I say it out loud, it sounds silly, but also because growing up being Asian, we are taught to not talk about those things, or we're taught to, not share these things because we don't want to bring shame to our family, things like that. And so it's a lot, it's a lot. And it's a constant healing journey for me. And I definitely want to be the best me for you, and in order for me to do that, in order for me to build a solid community here for you, which is my goal, for you to have a safe space, I need to also therefore be here as me, all of me, with all of you. So I'm going to preface it with that some stories may come up, and I'm going to be open and honest and share some vulnerable parts of me with you, and I hope that you can be kind to me during those parts. And yeah, it's just to share insight and of course it's just whatever comes up. I have no plans to share particular things, but being that this is a Divine Father reading, I just have this aching feeling that certain things I'm gonna end up sharing certain stories in order for you to kind of understand what you need to know from your Divine Father and why you need to know them. So thank you so much in advance for listening and for sharing space with me, having a lovely open heart, and I hope that this brings you all that you need to hear and help you heal and open up and move forward in the ways that you need to. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. So please beware of scammers out there. I will never DM you to solicit you for a personal reading ever. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing this email on the screen, and I only have these social media accounts here on the screen as well. So if you'd like to follow me there, and all of this is always dropped in the description box down below as well. Thank you to those of you who have followed me and who have booked a reading with me already. Thank you. I appreciate you all so much. Moving into the pile selection. Diving into this, pick a group, pick a pile, pick a father, if you will. And these are not all fathers, but in Harry's life, these were all father figures who kind of watched over him growing up throughout his journey, whether he realized it or not. And starting off with pile 1, you guys have Arthur Weasley. Pile 2, you have Snape. Severus Snape. Yeah, I'm always going to do that whenever I use Snape, so if you know, you know. And pile 3, you guys have Sirius Black. And pile 4, you have Dumbledore. And if you guys know, if you know. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I will always and forever be proud to be a nerd. So, as usual, you guys can pause the video here, take all the time you need to pick the father that you feel called to the most. Feel free to pick more than one. If you feel drawn to more than one, that's totally fine. You might have messages in more than one pile. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I will drop all the timestamps down below and meet you at your reading. What's up, pile 1? If you chose Arthur Weasley, welcome to your reading. I'm going to go ahead and put him right over here. Stand him up there. And we're just going to dive right on in. I feel like you guys are going through quite a bit of things. Arthur Weasley definitely makes me feel calm and at ease. He brings in some humor to my life, and I feel like that's kind of what you need right now. I feel like you guys need some laughter, need some fun, need some lightheartedness, and because the energy feels kind of thick right now, it feels kind of heavy, and like we need to take a load off. It kind of feels like that right now, and I kind of feel like you guys are going through some things that maybe you guys don't feel like you can talk to other people about. Maybe you guys feel like you can't take a load off. You just feel like go, 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 and just almost like this sense of like pressure or responsibility, stress, definitely. And I feel like just a lot going on for you guys. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a general reading, but it does feel that way. It feels kind of heavy in your energy right now. I do want to reveal these cards, and then I'm also going to draw a tarot for you guys today. We're going to be using the Black Tarot. Really drawn to this deck today. I keep staring at this this phoenix stone that I have here on my desk, which might be something that you guys, if you don't own one, maybe you guys want to pick one up. It's supposed to aid with you guys moving forward, opening things up for you, helping with communicating, things like that, and manifesting, I believe. I will drop some information on the screen here to make sure. Let's reveal your cards though. We have number 6, Saturn, Truth. Yeah, wow. Okay, before I go further, this is actually the father of the planets, Lord of Karma, if you will. And for some of you, I feel like there's 2 different people in this pile, okay? So the first set of people, I feel like you had a really great relationship with your father for the most part, and for the other set of people, you may have not had much of a relationship with your father at all, which is really interesting. You might have had other people in your life who was there for you as a father, and that really helped take like that, I guess, I don't know what the word is, not load, but it really helped to be that guide for you when you needed it, that father figure in your life when you needed it. And so it helped to teach you that structure, or have that person that you could go to and rely on for protection, for, you know, not to say that we need our father for protection, but like growing up as a child, you know, we see our fathers as that kind of person that will fight away the monsters under the bed and really be there for us, you know, when we really need them, and be the ones who teach us how to ride a bike, or be the ones who really, you know, help us get down and dirty and do like the more masculine things in our life, if you will. And so like, whether, it doesn't matter what you identify as, of course, you know, and like, you may have either had a really great relationship with your father, like I said, or one that was very strained or non-existent. I'm being like shown parts where like in my life, my dad was really great for me. So that's why I'm feeling like you had someone in your life who was really there for you and really took on that role if you did not have a father, let's say. And if for those of you who did, obviously you had your dad in your life to really be there for you and take on that role, right? To really, like, you know, get you that bike that you really wanted and teach you how to ride it or whatever, teach you how to throw a baseball or a softball or whatever when you wanted to play a certain sport, and make sure you practiced really hard so that you could get on the team and do a great job, things like that. And really put in that structure and discipline into your life so that you could excel in whatever area that you were doing or going after or practicing for, if that makes sense. And so, like, again, just take what resonates, because this is the I'm just being shown memories in my life where my dad really practiced with me riding my bike. In particular, it was like I really wanted a mongoose bike, which had the little pegs on the back and the front, so I could pack people on and things like that. And also, when I tried out for softball and things like that, I wasn't like, I'm clumsy, but I can throw a ball, right? But I really wanted to do well enough to play my position good and not just be like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not that kind of person. Like I really wanted to do well. So he would practice with me and make sure I would get my, you know, the way I would position my arm correctly and releasing the ball in the right spot, things like that, using my body and turning my body the right way and stuff. So I just feel like a lot of practice and work went into certain things. So let's uncover a few more things, because this is really about what your divine father wants you to know. Because you may have not had the best relationship with your father, but your divine father wants to tell you something. So you have a bonus card for this because we really only wanted one of these. But you have Melancholy Hill, Honor Your Feelings, Emotional Release, Deep Emotion, Sadness. Grandmas, You Don't Have to Face Everything Alone, Comfort, Nurturing Energy, Support. Number 40, Mouse Spirit, Tend to the Small Things. Freedom, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And last but not least, we have number 52, Dream Travel. Which I'm going to put right over here. Before I draw these, I do want to talk a little bit about these cards first and what I'm getting. So you may have had a father who, like I said, was in your life or not in your life at all, right? Always in your life or not in your life at all. One of the two. And the reason why I feel like this is because we have the Saturn card, a divine father card. For me, this really talks about somebody who's in your life who brought you that structure. I already talked about it. I won't go into it again. But you may have had somebody in your life who made you feel like you couldn't share your feelings, like you couldn't talk about it. It was hard for you to discuss it because your feelings were either not valid or someone else's feelings meant more to them than you did, than yours did, I should say, not you. And what it is like, it kind of feels like I'm being shown like when you would express yourself, it kind of feels like someone else's feelings would trump yours and like you were made out to be the bad guy when in reality you were not the bad guy when you were a child, okay? You were just a child, and I feel like the other person involved was someone who was much older, someone who had no business being, I don't want to say being hurt by this particular incident or whatever, but had no business making you feel like your feelings didn't matter, okay? Because again, you were a child. And therefore, moving forward, I feel like you felt like you couldn't share your feelings with your father or your fatherly figure, okay? And so for a lot of you, this could actually be your actual father, because I feel like for those of you who had a fatherly figure take on that role, they might have actually been pretty decent with you. But again, take what resonates, because I'm getting a mix here. And so you felt like you couldn't share your feelings anymore, and like you had to hold it in. It was just better to not speak up on it, the things that would bother you. And so you would just hold it in and not talk about it with this particular father, right? And moving forward, like you just wanted to be free to express your feelings. This is just really making me feel like throat chakra energy, wanting to release this freedom and having the freedom to express yourself and talk about your feelings and say what was on your heart and mind and just get it all out there, you know, because these particular people in your life, whether it was like your actual father, this could be like even like step parents, step siblings, or other people involved in the situation who made you feel like you were not able to do that. It says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness, and that you do. So you would like focus on ways to make sure that you would shine so that you could get the attention of your father, or it could even be both parents for that matter, in order for you to shine so that you could get the validation and the love and make sure that you're staying, you know, in that person's life, in your father's life. And slowly but surely it kind of felt like you were getting pushed out and felt like you were just kind of fading away to the background. And I think that you felt like this, your father made you feel really small, like a mouse, when in actuality you're not a mouse. And not to belittle not to belittle mice. Wow, I can't talk. But what I mean to say is that there was this way that they made you feel like really small, when in fact you're not. Your star, you're magical, you are incredible. And then in the same way that Arthur Weasley gets belittled by other people, like Lucius Malfoy, right, makes fun of him and things like that, you're not. You're extraordinary. You're absolutely extraordinary and so loved, and whether or not you knew it, you are, and whether or not you felt it, you are. And your divine father is coming through to tell you that your actual father wasn't able to comprehend the things that were going on in the way that they should have. That's shame on them, not you. It had nothing to do with you being who you are, okay? Had nothing to do with you being unworthy of their love. Everything to do with them and what they were going through on their own. And that's an absolute shame that it affected you in the way that it did. But I'm going to just share with you a story now. I'm pretty sure they're never going to watch this. So, and I love them. I love them now. And I've loved them before too. I'm not saying anything like that. But anyways, when I was younger, my parents were never together, okay? I never knew what life was like with my mom and dad together. And so I only knew what life was like, you know, visiting my dad once or twice a week if I was lucky. And otherwise I lived with pretty much my mom or my grandma and my auntie. So that was my life. And when I would go visit my dad, it was really exciting for me to visit my dad because I would only get to see him that one time, right? Or once a week or whatever it was. And so sometimes I would get to spend time with my other grandma or my other cousins, and that was exciting. But other times I just wanted to spend time with my dad, okay? And back then, at a certain age, pretty young in my life, he was already with my stepmom, okay? They were already dating, and this is happening years down the line when they've been together for a while, okay? Moved in together and everything. And I have known her for like years by this point. And I think I was still in elementary school, and I just really wanted a day alone with my dad. I just wanted to spend time with just me and my dad. And because I haven't had that in a long time, and I only got to see him like I said that once or twice a week. Like, I guess I got to see him, I slept over, and then I had to go home, right? And so because of that, my stepmom, who was not married to my dad at the time, felt very excluded, and like I didn't love her or want her around, which was half true because I just wanted to spend time with my dad, just me and my dad. That's all I wanted, because I missed him. And she took it as I'm being rude, I'm being a brat, or whatever it was, and she got really upset and mad. And so of course I was upset and mad because I didn't get to just spend time with me and my dad, and we weren't doing things together, just, you know what I mean? And so it sucked, and I was a kid, like I said. So he sat me down. He's like, what the heck is going on? Like, he got really mad and really upset. Like, why is your auntie upset? Why are you being like this? Blah, blah, blah. And basically made it into this huge deal that was all, it felt like it was all my fault. All my fault. And I don't think he understood then how much it affects me now. But he made me apologize to her, and which was fine. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. I literally just wanted to spend time with my dad. But I still didn't. Get to. So I think that's like a core memory that shifted everything for me. In feeling like I didn't matter and my feelings didn't matter. It's different when if they were married and I was older and understood, but I wasn't, and I was a kid and I did not understand. Now that I'm older, I still kind of don't understand, but I'm healing and I'm growing from it. I don't hold any resentment, but I feel like you guys may have experienced something similar in which you felt like you expressed yourself and it didn't matter. And that particular moment in your childhood has imprinted and lasted for years and years in your life and affected you down the road, in which you felt like you needed to find validation from other people who put you first, who made sure that you were a priority. And I always felt that way in my love relationships, and maybe you carry that with you as well. Finding that you need to find ways to honor your feelings and express them, and know that you don't have to face everything alone, because I tend to bottle a lot of my emotions up and I don't share it. I tend to bottle a lot of the trauma that I have to deal with all up, and I don't share it. I kind of explode in the shower when I have a shower, and I cry it out. And I feel like what your divine father wants you to know is that it's time for you to honor your feelings and know that you have a support system in your life and it's there for you. Know that you have people around you who want to support you and be there for you, that you are divine, and that you have things in your life that you can tend to, that you are going places, and that you are doing things right now. Things may seem really hard, and for some of you, you may be going through a Saturn return. For others of you, you might be going through something that has shifted your life in such a pivotal way, and it is really time for you to tend to the small things in your life that feel like they're small, which they're not. They're big, which is you, yourself. Tend to you and what you need in your life. Tend to the details. Tend to your self-care. Tend to what you need in your life, and tend to what you feel, because you tend to minimize your feelings. You tend to minimize your needs, and it's time for you to stop doing that and free yourself of that. And as far as this dream travel card goes, it's really about having answers in your dream and understanding that there's something that you can connect to with your guides here. You know, that your dreams may hold answers and show you things from your previous lives to give you insight on your current path and where you're going, where you need to go, where you should be going, and things like that. Are you on the right path? Because I feel like you guys are, but it's just about tending to the small things, tending to you and honoring you and understanding that you are worthy. You are not made to be this small thing, you know? So let's move into the tarot section. What does, oh, that was quick. The Judgment reversed. What does pile, too many. What does pile one's Divine Father want them to know? Seven of Swords. Queen of Swords. What does pile one's Divine Father want them to know? The Eight of Cups reversed. What does pile one's Divine Father want them to know? We have the Chariot. On the back of your deck is the Empress. Beautiful. Okay, pile one. So it looks like your Divine Father really wants you to know that it's okay to let it go. It's okay to let your feelings come out and release the things that you've been holding on to, holding space for in your heart for so long, maybe in your mind even, and allowing it to come up and be felt and seen and heard, and release them so that you have space again in your life, in your heart, in your brain, in your head, to move forward and make room for the things that you are cultivating, make room for the things that you have been manifesting and wanting to come in to cultivate. You know, I said that twice, but like, it feels like you haven't been able to see a way forward. You haven't been able to see what it is that you have felt called to do in order to move forward to that pathway of success, to that pathway in order for you to get the things that you wanted, because something has kept you stuck or feeling like, you know, something's just off a little bit. And I feel like there's this thing in which you kind of have to hold back from certain people, situations in your life, and you can't necessarily reveal all your cards. You kind of have to only tell part of the story because you feel like you can't share the whole thing. And your Divine Father is like, no, it's okay for you to do that. It's okay for you to let go and like I said, allow these things to come up for you and share them with people. And not necessarily every single person in your life is going to be someone that you want to share this with. Use your discernment as far as who you can share these things with. Again, you don't have to face everything alone, but be mindful of who it is that you do share these things with, right? And understanding that you have this ability to see who it is in your life that is there for you and that you can lean on. You have the ability to see the truth in all the situations and all the things that you've been through and gone through. And it's time that you start to see yourself in that same truth aspect, light that your Divine Father sees you in the fact that you are honest, you are beautiful, you are incredible, you are magic. You are someone who is intelligent and smart and bold and brave. You are someone who sees the beauty in both sides of the stories. You know the truth, and your truth is what matters. And for some of you, this could be things that you thought you've left behind in the past a long time ago, and you thought that you've moved forward from it. And for others of you, like I'm hearing, this is just because you swept it under the rug and thought you've closed the door on it does not mean that you've walked away from it. Does not mean that you've healed from it. Does not mean that you've dealt with it and moved forward. No, this Eight of Cups coming here in the reverse. For some of us, just because we stuffed it in the closet and locked the door and thought we threw away the key doesn't mean that it's gone and done, you know. Simply what it means is that we've put it off for far too long, and it's time for you to stop putting it off. Start seeing just the incredible flexibility that you have had growing up, that you've had dealing with all these things, that you've had being able to navigate your journey alone this long. Again, tend to the small things, tend to you, tend to what you need, and really seeing that it's okay for you to do this. It's okay for you to take this time and process and heal. And it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to be over a course of a week thing, you know. Healing is not linear. It takes time. Sometimes we have to revisit these things a few times if we think that we've healed from it, and then maybe a couple years later we'll have to revisit it again, and when it pops up and we might get triggered or something like that. And it is what it is, you know. Honor those feelings and allow it to come up as it will, and sooner or later things will get easier and easier as we go through it, you know. And for some of us it takes a lot longer than others, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We're on our own journey, you know, and it's about us processing again. It's about us feeling. It's about us parenting ourselves and seeing that there was nothing wrong with the things that we felt back then, and it's not wrong for you to feel it now either. And that's going to lead you to this pathway of success, this pathway of moving forward and being balanced in your chariot. Now, I'm not saying go gung-ho and just keep your head down and keep going on this journey of, you know, standing in your right and doing all these things. Make sure you're being gentle with yourself at the same time, because though this is a message from your Divine Father, it's about you also. You know, what your Divine Father wants you to know is about you nurturing yourself, caring for yourself, doing things that you need to do for you, and loving on yourself and giving yourself the attention that you need, whether it be physical, emotional, spiritual, things like that, with the Empress here at the back. And then what is this? The Nine of Spheres. That way you can learn to be not just independent on your own, because you have been independent for so long. But what I'm getting from this is that you're also going to bring about more abundance into your life, more flourishment, is that a word? More flourishing aspects of the abundance, whether it be in the material, but more so in the emotional aspect as well. You know, unlocking more things, because you're, again, not holding space in your heart anymore for the things that you maybe didn't realize have affected you for so long. And like I said, your dreams have more answers for you than you realize, and it could be things that you've been dreaming of going after, but maybe you haven't been able to because you felt suppressed by things that have happened to you in your childhood. And, you know, feeling like you weren't able to express the feelings that you've had, weren't able to express the things that were bothering you, because those feelings weren't valid or weren't worthy of being heard, when in fact they are, you know. And so allowing yourself to see the truth that you are worthy, that you are incredibly intelligent and talented, and just, when I think of the Queen of Swords, you're hardworking, you're intelligent, you're smart, you're someone who's full of wisdom and wise and good with your words and speaking and expressing yourself. And that is like all the things that your Divine Father wants you to recognize, that you have these abilities within you, and it's time for you to bring those out. It's time for you to tend to the things that you really need to and feel like are not necessary. You know what I mean? Like, because you tend to minimize what your needs are and minimize the fact that you need these things, you know, that you need to take a moment for yourself, or a day for yourself, that you need to take some time to, you know, pamper yourself a little bit and have a little more self-care, and that you need to take some time to pour back into yourself. Take time to look at the things that have affected you so deeply throughout your life and allow yourself to feel those feelings, and like I said, release them, honor them, and you don't need to hold on to them forever. It might, like I said, take some people more time than others to process these things and feel them and heal from them, and it's not going to be like a one and done, you know. But definitely it's just about you getting on that path, and in order for you to see the way forward again, you need to really see that you have a support system that you can lean on. You don't have to go through things alone. You don't have to hold all of these emotions and all of these traumas that you've been dealing with and healing from on your own. Not to say that you should just emotionally trauma dump on somebody without their permission, but know that you have someone in your corner, in your life, who is there for you and who you can lean on for that type of support and go to when you need a friend, when you need that support system, when you need someone to talk to and things like that. And you have the power to create your own happiness, and it doesn't reside in someone else giving you that validation, love, or attention. It's within yourself. You know, don't make the past don't let the past make it where, you know, it's imprinted in your life and in your soul, where you need that outside validation, where you need that outside attention, you need that outside love, when you have more than enough within yourself, more than enough from yourself. And because of that, you're golden, you know. And your divine father wants you to know that they see you. They see the hard work that you have done. They see how much you have put forth and the efforts that you've made to come this far and keep going. You are divine. You've been creating a solid foundation for your manifestations to build upon. And as far as you reflecting on the things that you've gone through, start to really discover what it is that calls out to you. Discover what answers lie in your dreams. Discover what connections you can make there, as far as like your spirit guides and even your divine father you might be able to connect with there as well. But I feel like there is a lot of energy surrounding the number 7 for you guys, pile 1, and just how divine you are and how magical you are, and how much in alignment that you are going to come into once you start to allow yourself to feel what you need to feel and see the truth in yourself, see the truth in just how worthy you are of having this and feeling all these things and healing and moving forward. So let's close off with these essential oil cards for last words from your divine father. Whoa. Okay. What else does pile 1's divine father want pile 1 to know? Have purpose. What is the point of it all? Is your true statement. True statement. I am special. You have a unique place in this world with gifts and talents that only you can provide. Use your connection with the divine to share them. Melissa. So definitely, this is definitely calling out to your purpose and how you have something so special and so unique within you to share with the world that your divine father wants you to recognize. We also have celery seed with cleanse. Trigger statement is there is no answer. True statement, I am the answer. Exactly, you are. You have the answers within you. The aligned outcome for you is simple, but not necessarily easy. Commit to your goals to heart each day and know every single action will take you closer to them. Okay, let's get you one more. We have uplifting with cheerful. Trigger statement, I am powerless. True statement, I am excited to see what the future brings. The future is bright. Enjoy knowing that your optimism today fuels your amazing tomorrow. Absolutely, pile one. Absolutely. But this is absolutely beautiful energy for you guys, pile one, as far as like what your divine father wants you to know and how bright your future is, how much they see the potential within you and the things that are blossoming for you. I didn't even look at the back of your deck. We have a line with gratitude. Trigger statement, I am overwhelmed. True statement, I am moving. The time for planning is complete. Take action, no matter how small. Begin today. And exactly, tend to the small things. Tend to the things that you deem, you know, so small, but actually make the biggest impact. And it's like you don't even recognize or realize that it does. So that is where I'm going to be leaving your reading, pile one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that this was eye-opening and gave you some clarity and hope and light and just helped you out in all the best ways. And I'm sending you all my love and light. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys enjoyed it, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment a mouse emoji down below so I know you're from pile one. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you're not subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'm also going to be dropping my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you soon. Bye. What's up, pile two? If you chose Snape, Severus Snape, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put him right here. I feel like we should just jump right in. Wow. I'm going to reveal this card first. We have number 5, Mars Force. Okay. Lovely. Before I go further, definitely a lot of passion and fire, you guys. And I feel like for some of you growing up, you may have dealt with bullies in your life. And they suck, I will tell you. Those bullies can go and kick rocks. I hate bullies. I've been bullied as well, so I feel for you guys. And let me tell you, I feel like you guys have definitely taken a lot growing up, taking a lot in. You guys were definitely also a softie for other people in your life as well growing up, despite being bullied. And maybe that has made you a lot tougher now as an adult, or as, you know, whatever age you are. Hopefully you're at least 18 watching this, but you definitely could have been bullied, and you might even deal with bullies now in your life as an adult. You know, we do have bullies, adult bullies, and they suck too. They can go kick rocks. I've been bullied as an adult too, and it sucks really, really bad. And honestly, I just have some level of compassion towards bullies, and I feel like your divine father would like you to have a little bit of compassion towards them as well. Not a whole lot, but just some, in the sense that they're dealing with stuff that you don't necessarily know about. And typically bullies tend to bully because, well, they feel powerless in other areas of their life, and that's the only way that they feel like they matter, or like they have some sense of control in their life. And it's unfortunate and it's sad, but I'm just hearing life moves on, and you have been moving on very gracefully, very, very nicely, despite the challenges. And it's because you have something worth fighting for. I'm hearing that song from Mulan. What do you got? A girl worth fighting for. My voice is terrible right now because I'm still coughing, but I don't know what that song's called, but I think it's called A Girl Worth Fighting For. But we're going to go reveal your other cards. I just feel like you guys, maybe your dads in your life were like, you stand up for yourself. And, you know, if you're, I feel like you had a tough dad who wanted you to stand up for yourself, and maybe in some way, shape, or form you've tried, didn't always work, and maybe sometimes you were bullied by your dad even. And so again, take what resonates and leave the rest, because this is a general reading, but I definitely feel the bully vibe and not necessarily getting the strongest support from your father figure in your life, and feeling very isolated and very kind of cut off from your actual father figure in your life. You know, despite the love you have for them, you might have felt like black sheep of the family even, in some aspects, and just kind of like misfit energy. And I say misfit with all the love in the world, because I absolutely love misfits, you guys. If you've been here for a while, you know. 42, Otter Spirit, you are never alone. And you guys, you never are. Look at this beautiful heart. Never alone, you guys. Cold Lands, learn how to keep yourself warm. Abandonment challenges aloofness. Change, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And number 41, no one is yours but you. All right, pile 2. You definitely had to overcome a lot of obstacles and challenges, struggle in your life growing up. And I feel like it's been a tough road for you throughout childhood, adolescence, teenage life, maybe even into your adult life too. And feeling again like isolated. You might have labeled yourself as a loner throughout your life, or like you didn't have necessarily like the biggest group of friends growing up. And I feel like this definitely made you feel some sort of way, but also at the same point you didn't mind it. You know, I think you found comfort in the darkness. You found comfort in the isolation and being alone with yourself, because sometimes humans suck really bad. And there may have been a few people in your life growing up that have really caught your heart and also really hurt it because of that, you know, and like dealing with abandonment, dealing with things that have kept you a little bit with, I want to say like a chip on your shoulder, but I don't mean that in any type of negative way. What I mean is like kind of like Snape, you know, how he was bullied by James and Sirius and Remus and even Peter a little bit. Well, Peter was not really there all the time, but they were bullied. I mean, they bullied him growing up in school, and you know, it was ironic because like James was dating Lily, but then Lily was like his best friend, and he had a crush on Lily for all those years, and like Lily was his true love, and that broke his heart because like she never really saw him in that way, you know, but she was there for him despite, you know, her seeing the treatment that he got, and she still fell in love with James, which is really weird. But anyways, you know what I mean? And like he understood that he was never alone with her. He had that true love for her and always had that true love for her. And then he figured out a way for himself to stay warm. He figured out a way for himself to keep his heart from turning icy cold, you know? And I feel like that's the same way for you guys, you know, dealing with abandonment. Maybe you dealt with that growing up. Whether or not it was from your parents, I feel like there's a mixed bag here. You know, there might be a few of you who dealt with it with your father, while others of you, this maybe has nothing to do with your actual father, because this reading isn't necessarily a message from your actual father, it's from your divine father. So just know that. I wanted to clarify that. But as far as the abandonment goes, it feels like abandonment could have come from anyone in your life, whether it be, you know, a lover, whether it be a family member or a friend, or many people in your life who have abandoned you. And imprinted that feeling upon you and that trauma upon you, in which you have that fear within you, and you've had to learn how to build up this icy cold exterior so that people have a hard time getting to know you, in which you keep your circle tight always, and it's not necessarily getting any bigger anytime soon or letting anybody new in. And so you may also define yourself as very territorial about certain people, like, oh yeah, that's my friend or whatever, my person. And I don't know why I'm being shown like that meme where like my best friend is my best friend and they can't be anybody else's best friend or something like that. But it's reminding me of this card when I'm looking at this card here, because no one is yours. You can't claim anybody to be yours but yourself. And so what that's really talking about is like, don't put your worth and your weight on relationships around you, you know, because like that's when you end up looking at love as like a currency, you know, like, okay, I'm not going to give that much to this person because they only reciprocated this much, you know, like things like that. And so really understanding that, like, at the end of the day, you know, you give love to other people, but know that you're the only one who is your own. That's your own self. You belong to you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And so really focus on your own growth and your own path, and it'll help you really see more yourself more clearly. And then that way you'll be able to really feel just how much it is that other people do for you, because maybe that part of it, of the relationship aspect between other people, isn't very clear for you to see right now. And I feel like because you kind of have that, not, like I said, not necessarily chip on your shoulder, but because you have that like different view on relationships, maybe you're not able to see clearly what it is that everyone's doing because your vision isn't there for that. Your vision is focused elsewhere. Your vision is focused on, you know, how to keep yourself safe, how to keep yourself warm, how to make sure no one gets in, versus like opening yourself up by giving your love out freely without expecting things in return, and knowing that if you give enough love to yourself, you're going to be overflowing with that love and not have to worry about needing love from anyone else or needing that outside, you know, anything from anyone else, because you have enough of it for yourself, you know. Though you might feel alone, you really aren't alone. And I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And seeing like, in order for you to seek out the change that you want in your life, you also have to grow and change and evolve too, you know, have that, take on that pathway and allow yourself to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. These are not chakra cards, but like it's making me think of the sacral chakra, and this kind of talks about passions, creativity, sexuality, pleasure, but also being more social with other people, you know. And Mars, of course, is passionate and fiery, structure, pushing ahead, having strength and ambition, and really overcoming the struggles that you're going through. And you have something worth fighting for. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing worth fighting for is something that you love, someone that you love, you know. So I feel like that's really speaking to you guys, pile 2. And this is so different from pile 1, so it's really interesting to see what's going on here. There's like a way different message coming through from your divine father, as far as like allowing yourself to kind of open up to more experiences and give yourself, not just give yourself more love, but also give other people more love, so that you don't have to feel so isolated. You don't have to feel like it's never going to happen for you, when in fact you are worthy of love, you know. And you might, some of you have like, but I like it alone. I like being alone and things like that. But then deep down inside, for some of you, you might really want a counterpart, and you can't find that counterpart if you're constantly keeping your gates high up and closed. If that makes sense. Does pile two's divine father want them to know? I feel like I need to get more. We have the Hermit coming out, interesting and not interesting at the same time. And then this guy wants to come out as well, the Chariot. Does pile two's divine father want them to know? Does pile two want divine father want them to know? Two of Cups reversed. Does pile two's divine father want them to know? The Emperor. More Mars energy. One more, please. What does pile two's divine father want them to know? Five of Cups. Back of your deck is the Seven of Spheres, or the Seven of Pentacles. So pile two, your divine father definitely wants you to know that you have definitely been comfortable being on your own for quite some time, and that in order for you to move forward, you need to stop pushing away the relationships that try to come together in your life. I think that there are certain relationships that had to fall apart for you for a reason, you know, for you to recognize what it is that you do and you don't want in your life, you know, and as it is for everyone, you know, and seeing that there is a lot of discipline involved when you have such passion within you, such strength and determination in order for you to stay strong and stay protected in the way that you have. And that sometimes it takes a little bit of going within to find the answer, and seeing that there's no use in you dwelling in the past, dwelling over the things that didn't go right. There's no use in you being there and letting it live rent-free in your heart or in your mind, for that matter. It's time for you to pick up the pieces and move forward, or even leave those pieces behind and pick up the ones that are still okay and go forward with that, and appreciate what you still have left and move forward and build upon the new that's coming. Change. Understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement, moving forward. And also with change coming through, I feel like there's this energy too that you need to see that you can only control what is in your power to change, you know, which is all you can do. You can't just stand or sit or be where you are and just hope that things will change, because you don't have the power to change it, you know what I mean? And like, it's about you understanding, like, you need to focus on the things that you can change, the things that you can do in order for you to move forward, versus the things that you can't and that you don't have control over. And that's okay. You're not meant to. Those things had to fall apart for a good reason. And you might not understand it now. You might not understand it ever. I'll be real with you. But sooner or later, something better is going to come together or come forward in its place. And I promise you, it'll be worth it. There's going to be even more things, and it's just about being patient. And I know sometimes we get a little impatient, especially when we're so go, 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 and we're trying to get things done and accomplish things, and we're like, we need to have it now. I'm seeing Veruca Salt, don't care how, I want it now. She's like telling her dad, I want a golden egg right now, daddy. And she needs it now. And like, sometimes it's just about like not about what you really want right now. Sometimes you just need to suck it up and move forward. And I think, and I say that with all peace and love, I promise you. But like, your divine father's like, no honey, you need to just know that it's not happening for a good reason. Know that something better is happening for you. Know and trust that these things, we're setting you up for something even bigger and better. We're setting you up for something more, a success that's greater in its place. And you just need to trust in that. Trust in the things that you cannot see yet. And yeah, look at that high priestess behind that. Trust in what's hidden from you. Have that intuition that we have your best interests at heart. And like, though you may not have seen the success and recognition that you have wanted to get yet, or maybe the validation or love from someone in your life yet, trust that it's not meant to, that there's someone better coming along in which they are going to be giving you the love that you deserve. They are going to be giving you the emotional aspects that you've been wanting and needing from someone else, because now you know that's not what you wanted. Now you know what you do want, and that's what you manifest into your life. Don't dwell on the things that didn't work out, because that person's not for you. You can't change them. You can't make them change. You can't mold them into the person you want them to be. They have to make that change for themselves. And so that might be heartbreaking for you to hear, but you need to understand that sometimes good things fall apart so that greater things can come together. And I feel like the greater things are just around the corner. You just need to trust in that. Trust that these things are happening for you. Trust that, you know, your divine father sees you and loves you and sees that you've worked really hard at this, loving on yourself and protecting yourself in spite of this abandonment issues that you've been going through, in spite of you feeling so alone. And so it's better to just, you know, have that guard up and just make sure that you're the one who's, you know, not getting hurt or hurting before someone else. For some of you, and for others of you, it's like, it's better off to be a loner. It's better off to keep my circle close and not tell anybody very many things, because what is the point when, you know, when I do let other people in, it's like I get stabbed in the back, or they leave me anyway for something else. And it's like, what's the point in doing that when I don't get the reciprocation back? I don't get the same appreciation back as a friend. I would never do that. Things like that, you know. And I get it. I see you. I feel you. And I'm being called to share an experience that I had growing up, in which I had a friend. I had a best friend like that, who I was there for. I was a ride or die with, and we were friends for a long time. And then things changed. Things changed. And honestly, I don't really know how it changed so quickly. It felt like it changed overnight. Basically, to make a long story short, it felt like we grew apart in the matter of a week. And like, she changed overnight, and I didn't even know who she was anymore. It was so different and unfortunate and sad. And I didn't have my best friend anymore. And it really sucked, because it happened over, I felt like it kind of happened having to do with a boy. Not a boy that we both liked, but a boy that she liked. And I helped her, you know, get with said boy that she liked for so long. And then she ended up cheating on that boy with that other boy, with a boy's, you know, really good friend at the time. And like, obviously I felt really bad, because I helped that relationship come together, you know, the boy that she liked for so long, and then she went and cheated on him. So and we're all friends, so I was like, what the heck? And she didn't really feel that bad. It was hard because I was like, I don't even know who you are anymore. She really wasn't that person, but she was that at that moment. And slowly but surely, I mean, not even slowly, but pretty quickly over the next week, we just stopped hanging out, and she was just so different. And then we just grew apart. I mean, we just stopped talking, and it sucks because it was like years and years from like elementary school to high school, and it just sucked. But yeah, you guys, through the hardest time of my life in high school, I thought I could lean on somebody, and I didn't have somebody, you know? I felt like I was abandoned, and I felt like I was alone, and it was better to keep my circle small. And that's when my circle got really, really small, was in high school, because I was growing in one direction and people were growing in other directions, and little did they know I could hear them talking, saying things. And it sucks when you have people who are supposed to be your friends, and it says a lot when a friend stands up for you when you're not around, or says something to someone who talks crap about you when you're not around, you know, versus like, what do they say when that person's talking crap and they're like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? That says a lot about your friendship. And I had a lot of those people who I thought were friends and did that to me. So I just felt like I was abandoned and alone, and I didn't know who I could lean on and trust. And I closed my circle off smaller and smaller. And my closest friends ended up being my newer friends. So what I'm saying here is, what I'm trying to get to here is, because the story is a lot longer than I intended, is sometimes it's not your longest friends. Sometimes it's not the people you've known the longest. Sometimes it's about you taking a chance on the people who are newer in your life and letting your heart open up a little bit and trusting in that, trusting in your intuition, because people come into your life for a reason. And some people are meant to teach you lessons, and some people are meant to come into your life at certain times to be there for you from that point forward. So if you keep isolating yourself and you keep leaving people out, you keep closing up those gates so no one can get in, you won't be able to reap that benefit. You won't be able to reap that relationship with someone that could be very important in your life. And your Divine Father wants you to let certain people into your life who really need to be there. And I just feel like it has a lot to do with a soulmate. Not necessarily a romantic soulmate, but definitely someone who needs to be there after a time that you've been through something really difficult. You know, something that maybe didn't come together for you and just hasn't been the best for you, and letting those people in and trusting that if you focus on your path and you don't think about what can this person do for me, you know, but instead choosing to love yourself, choosing to put your head down and stay focused. And if you attract the right people, if you do that, you will attract the right people into your life, and you will see, you will feel it. You know, I feel like that's kind of what's coming through from your Divine Father, is like, you can trust the feelings that you have when you are focused on it, and you don't need to push every relationship out of your life. And know that you are never alone. Know that you have people coming in for you. Know that you have people that you can lean on and trust in and be there for you, and really see that. So let's finish off with these essential oil cards. I did not mean to bore you with that story. I'm sorry if I did. But definitely you guys taking your power back and understand you are powerful, you are worthy, you don't have to face everything alone. You have people in your life who are coming in for you to help you. Advice and guidance. We have tension, release. Trigger statement, I have nothing left. True statement, I nurture myself. Dear one, it is time to settle. Create a sacred space where you can be. In that place of rest, healing will unfold. Absolutely, pile 2. So that you can release the tension, and you do have so much left, you know. Nurturing yourself is going to be very important moving forward. We have geranium with nurturing. Trigger statement, I am all in my head. True statement, I create with pleasure. Take time to rest, and in that time, be open to creative pursuits. Surround yourself with things that please your senses, and be gentle with yourself. Exactly, be gentle with yourself. Pile 2. We have time with revive. Trigger statement, I cannot stand myself. True statement, I am aligned. Go within and allow everything that is not resonant to be purged so you can come from your heart, your seat of power. Exactly, your seat of power. The back of your deck, we have coriander with honoring self. Trigger statement, this is the way it has always been done. True statement, I create my way. You are ready to fulfill your desires by thinking outside the box. The path less traveled may be more fulfilling. Exactly. Exactly. Trust in that pile. Move this down so you can see. But seriously, you guys, fulfilling your desires and think outside the box, because sometimes it's not about traveling the same road everyone else has. Sometimes it's about traveling the road less traveled. Sometimes it's about paving your own way and doing things your own way, and that's okay. And like I said, do your thing, focus on you. The right people are going to find you, and don't be so closed off when they do. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading, pile 2. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this. I hope this brought you insight, hope, and light, and love, you guys. And if you guys enjoyed it, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below an otter emoji so I know you're from pile 2. Thank you so much for being here with me. I would love it if you guys go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'll also be dropping my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you soon. Bye. What's up, pile 3? If you chose Sirius Black, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put him right here. Stand him up right there. And we're just going to dive on in. I feel like you guys definitely have incredible energy. I feel like you may have a lot of uncles in your life. I don't know why. But yeah, we're going to reveal this 44 solar eclipse revolution. Wow. Before I reveal the rest, wow, definitely going through a lot. Pile 3, excuse me. You guys are definitely going through a lot. For some of you guys might have had a tower moment recently, and definitely a huge change in your life happening. This is like a big shift, rapid change, you know, new direction in your life or in your path. Really just, this could be moving, this could be changing your job, this could also be like family adjusting to changes. For some of you, this could be like a divorce that happened in your family, a separation of some kind. This is also feeling lost, like you don't know what's happening, a huge awakening, like definitely just huge change, huge and sudden, like tower moment sudden. It's kind of showing me flashes of when Harry found out that Sirius Black was his godfather, and it's like, whoa, a major life change right there. Anything else you want me to know? I feel like there's a lot of laughter involved in your life. Like, laughter is needed or necessary, or laughter was involved a lot in your life growing up as a child. So your father might have been very funny, or still is, like, you know, you had a very funny childhood. Very interesting energy. I have purpose. I know what I am here to do. Life laundromat. Choose your own destiny. Choices, destiny, consequences. 35. Left out with the wolves. And 54. Skunk spirit. Know your worth. Pile 3. Some of you might be feeling lost as far as like, where are you supposed to go next? What direction are you supposed to go? Where's your life path leading you? Feeling like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? What am I doing with my life? That sort of energy. And the reason why I feel this way is like, whenever I used to want to know things, I actually used to make this paper craft here that you see in this picture, where you have, like, on the outside, you would have, usually you would write colors on the outside, and then you would pick a color and spell it out, and then the inside would have numbers, pick a number, and then you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then let's say the other number you pick, like 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you pick one more number, and then that's the number you open up and you reveal what it says on the inside. So yeah, we used to make all kinds of ones, like ask a question, and then we write different answers on the inside and things like that. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of the energy here, as far as like, what am I supposed to do? What am I doing with my life? When the fact of the matter is, like, you are worthy of doing whatever it is that you desire to do with your life. I feel like you know your purpose, but you just feel very disconnected because you feel like you aren't worthy of it. Like, you aren't worthy of achieving success in it or something like that. Like, someone told you it's not good enough. Like, you're not good enough to do stuff like that. Maybe, for example, you want a career with, let's say, like, for example, acting, right? Or even singing. Not many people make it big, right? It's a lot of hard work, and everybody's chasing that dream, and it doesn't happen for everybody, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And so I feel like someone may have told you, like, that's not practical. You shouldn't be doing things like that. You know, try something else. It's too big. When the fact of the matter is, you need a dream as big as you want. Nobody has any business telling you what dream of yours is too big or too small. A Million Dreams by The Greatest Showman. That's the song you need to be listening to on repeat all the time. Because you can achieve anything you desire, anything you dream about. It's just, how bad do you want it, you know? How bad are you going to take action and move forward towards these things? How bad are you going to go after these things and make sure that you step into your power for it? Make sure that you adapt and move in the way that you need to in order to accomplish these things. Are you going to remain patient as you go through the path on these ways? Because maybe, you know, maybe when you're growing up, you had a fatherly figure, or any figure. I'm not even going to refer to as a father, because this is not meant to be just about your dad. But maybe you had parents who discouraged you from doing certain things because they weren't practical, discouraged you from, you know, going after things because they thought you weren't going to be good at it, or they thought you were better off studying and doing, you know, the practical, more suitable, like more stable life, I would say. And really, it's about you knowing your worth, knowing that you're worthy of doing whatever it is that you dreamt about, you've been dreaming about, and seeing that you can choose whatever door to open and go after, but you have to put in the work. You have to put it in. And I just saw a video clip of Shay Mitchell talking about how she manifested where she's at, manifested her career, her acting career, and being part of that, doing part of the manifestation work. It's not just about putting it on a vision board and then being like, okay, I want that. That's what I want. Yep, I'm going to get it. I got it. I'm getting it. But it's also about being delusional a little bit, about walking as if it's already there, as if you already in it. And she would talk about how she was, you know, serving drinks. I think she was like a waitress or something like that, and serving drinks, and she would pretend that she was on set, like she was this big time actress serving drinks and stepping into that energy, and that she was doing it already, you know, reading a script for it or whatever, and already acting as if that was happening right then and there, even though she wasn't doing it yet. And boom, there it is, you know. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that you guys are being called to do, is like have a little bit of delusion coming forward. You know, Sirius Black was a little bit offbeat. He was a little different, you know, and we love that about him as far as like his personality goes, as far as like how different he was, because he brought that lightness to Harry. He brought that hope and that light, and exactly what Harry needed, you know, that hope that he could live somewhere better, that he could have a happy family. And unfortunately, he died before that could happen. And so sometimes things happen and we have to readjust to what is thrown at us, and it sucks sometimes, you know. It really sucks sometimes. Our plans don't go according to plan, essentially. And so we need to figure out ways to adjust and overcome. Left out with the wolves, you know. We need to, from being this cat, we need to learn how to blend in and become a wolf. Learn to be as a wolf is, and learn to hunt as them and be them. Learn to, you know, see in the darkness, because we can't hunt during the day anymore. We're trying to be like a wolf and hunt at night, you know, when we can't see. So it's about figuring that out and having patience with ourselves and persistence, and making sure that this is what we want it bad enough to go after it, and understanding, like, despite whatever hardship, but despite whatever huge sudden change that came into our life to turn it upside down, it's happening for us and not to us. And I know that's so cliche and everybody says that kind of stuff, but it's really truly understanding and coming to peace with that these things are not meant to hurt us. They're not meant to break us down, and no one's up there or out there going, ha ha, look at so and so falling on the ground, or look at so and so dealing with this mess of a life, like, ha ha, it's so funny. Like, nobody's doing that. No, they're giving you these tasks, these obstacles, these sudden changes, these tower moments, because you asked for an up leveling. You've asked for something much bigger and better and greater in your life. And in order for you to get there, they need you to grow. And in order for you to grow, you need to overcome these challenges, overcome these changes, learn and grow through evolution. And that's how we do it here, you know. And stepping into that and seeing that you are worthy of this life, and not because, you know, this is happening to me because somebody out there doesn't like me, somebody up there hates me, maybe I just deserve a life like this, blah blah blah. No, it's because they're seeing, how bad do you want this? Are you going to complete out this level and level the fuck up the way that you wanted to? Yes, you are pile 3. You gotta say that. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So let's see what else. It's almost like, for some of you, you had really encouraging parents, and others of you, you might have had parents who really discouraged you, who really belittled you and made you feel small. So I'm getting 2 ends of the spectrum here. really supportive parent or a really non-supportive parent where they made you feel really small and like you weren't worthy of the things that you really wanted, like belittled your dreams and belittled your talents and your potential, in which they felt like you should be doing something more practical like everyone else, you know. And others of you, I feel like you had a very encouraging parent in your life that, you know, really pushed you to see your worth and your potential, but maybe someone in your life really scarred you in that way in which you felt like you're not necessarily worthy, or you had a moment in your life in which you felt like you weren't worthy of this anymore, you know, or you weren't capable of doing it anymore. Because I do feel like you guys, at least some of you guys in this group, have achieved a lot. You might have been high or overachievers in school, and again, this doesn't feel like everyone for some reason. It feels like it's mixed. So take what resonates and leave the rest, as always. And just that you were like always doing really great in school, it came easy for you. And then at a certain point, this could have been like right when you hit high school or before, maybe a little before, something changed for you in which you stopped doing that. You stopped applying yourself in certain areas, and you know, it, like, though you could do it if you did try and get straight A's, you could definitely do it, but there is something that kind of held you back in your place, or something like that held you from going after the things that you really wanted, or something like that. And it could have even led into adulthood in which you felt like you weren't worthy of certain things, certain successes. Advice and guidance for pile 3. I mean, not advice. What does pile 3's Divine Father want them to know, please? We have the 5 of Cups. What does pile 3's Divine Father want them to know? Queen of Cups. This pile 3's 2 of Swords. Oh my gosh. What does pile 3's Divine Father want them to know? Justice reversed. Does pile 3's Divine Father want them to know? 9 of Wands reversed. Back of your deck is the 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands, excuse me, reversed. So pile 3. Your Divine Father wants you to stop worrying about the things that have gone wrong and start looking at the things that can go right. Start really seeing what choices you can make in your life to move forward, as far as like the path that you're on. What is it that calls out to you? And I know you feel like things are not fair right now, like, why is this happening to me? And it's time to start shifting your perspective on that. Like we were talking about, you know, just because things are not fair does not mean that anybody loves you less. Does not mean that the universe hates you, or your angels, or God, or whatever it is that you believe in. Does not mean that they hate you, okay? Don't get so fixated on the feelings that you feel about, you know, the things that have gone wrong, and really start to pay attention to the feelings that you feel when you look at the hope that you have for your future. When you look at the opportunities to build and create the things that you want to create, when you start looking at the things that, you know, could go right, when you start looking at the things that you have around you and within you to make things happen, when you start looking at just how much magic is around you and within you, and keep pushing forward. Don't give up just yet. You know, release things that have been burdening you, and understand that when we are looking for a quick in like instant gratification, that's not going to take us very far. We need to really learn how to master the skills that we want in order for us to get to where we want to go. You are able to shift and make moves in the best way. You have so much adaptability. You have so much flexibility. You are able to run with the wolves that you've been left out with and really find the happiness that you are seeking out there, you know, and it doesn't need to be covered up by this eclipse energy. Despite the craziness that you have been dealing with, the rapid changes, you're able to overcome these rapid changes. You're able to take action and move forward and beyond those changes. And look at that, you have the moon right behind that. Solar eclipse, look at that. The moon is going to come, but it's behind it. That's incredible. I definitely feel like your divine father wants you to know that it's time for you to take your power back with the Magician reversed. You have all that you need and you never lost it. You know, with that tower moment that happened for you, you never lost it. It's always been within you, and you don't need anybody outside of that to tell you how to get it back or where to go and what you're meant to be doing. It's just that I think you need that extra push in knowing that it's okay for you to go after what you want to go after. It's okay for you to chase that dream that sounds crazy to other people but not to you. Or maybe it does sound crazy to you. I'm not sure. But it's time to stop caring so hard about what other people think and start focusing on what it is that you want, because you're worthy of the things that you want. You're worthy of the life that you want. You're worthy of chasing after your purpose and doing what it is that you feel called to do. You're worthy of choosing your own destiny and not letting someone else choose it for you. You know, it's all about these choices that we make and trusting in your gut, trusting in your heart, and moving forward in that, and allowing yourself to feel that and move forward in it, and not feel like you're going to choose wrong, not feeling like you're going to do yourself an injustice. And don't give up on you. Don't give up on the things that you want. Don't give up on your path and your purpose just because you're afraid of what other people are going to say or what other people are going to think, you know? Chase after your happiness so that you don't have to live in the dark anymore, so that you don't have to feel like things are kept hidden beneath the surface, so you don't always have to wonder, what if I just did that? You know, really seeing the truth for what it is and really going after the truth of your desires, your heart desires, getting really honest with yourself about what it is that you want. The Eight of Spheres, working on it, mastering it, and trusting in that. And great things take time. Like I said, it won't happen overnight as you go after it, but it will happen if you keep working at it. And the Ten of Wands is just really unburdening yourself with those fears, doubts, anxieties, unburdening yourself with feeling like you have to go through life without your passion, you know, without your purpose, unburdening yourself with the fears and doubts of other people who are watching what you're doing, you know. But that's the energy that I'm picking up from your Divine Father. Lots of eights coming out for you guys. So definitely this is about you taking action, attaining things, stepping into your power and moving forward, putting plans into motion. Definitely this beautiful energy, pile 3. Just like how Sirius Black had to tell Harry, like, trust in yourself, like you have what you need and go with your gut. Like you can run with the wolves, you know. When Harry was thrown into the Triwizard tournament, it's like Harry was the cat. He didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't as experienced or he didn't know nearly as much as the other three, Cedric and Fleur and Victor Crumb. So he had to figure it out, and he did. Of course, he had help. Doesn't mean you don't need to have help. You can definitely have help, you know? Because again, you don't have to do things alone. And yeah. Advice and guidance from pile 3's Divine Father, please. We have gratitude with lime. Trigger statement, I am overwhelmed. True statement, I am moving. The time for planning is complete. Take action no matter how small. Begin today. Definitely practicing gratitude and understanding that you are overwhelmed. It's time to unburden yourself with this 10 of Wands at the back. You also have innocence with tangerine. Trigger statement, I have so much to do. True statement, I am playful. Let the burdens of responsibility go in this moment and look at your world with the eyes of a child. Definitely. It's time for you to have a little fun, a little play, laugh a little more. What I picked up on in the very beginning of your reading. Advice and guidance for pile 3, please. We have ignite with blue tansy. Trigger statement, where do I go from here? True statement, I allow life to flow through me. Inspiration has arrived and you will work through you as you move forward. Definitely. Blue tansy is definitely helpful with manifestations as well. Eucalyptus at the back of your deck with reset. I am sick is the trigger statement. True statement, I am alive. It is time to embrace a new way of being, one filled with health and the freedom to create a new reality. Exactly. Create that new reality of yours, pile 3. It is time. Definitely time for you to shine. And like I said, let go, step into your power and move forward. Find your sun and find your happiness and don't allow anything to eclipse it. So thank you guys so much. That is where we're going to leave your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below a skunk emoji so I know you're from pile 3. And yeah, let me know how you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to be looking forward to talking to you in the comment section. If you guys aren't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'm also going to be dropping my Patreon link down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye! What's up, pile 4, if you chose Dumbledore? Welcome to your reading. I'm going to go ahead and put him right here. And yeah, we're going to just dive right on in. We have 46 Grand Trine with blessings. Beautiful energy. Pile 4. Before I reveal the rest, pile 4, it feels like your childhood is very different. And when I say different, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you had to experience and endure quite a bit. And despite enduring the trauma that you've experienced, and my guys aren't being specific, for some of you, you could have had to grow up pretty quickly, despite being, you might have been just an only child, and others of you, it's not necessarily that you're an older child, or even, you know, it doesn't even matter what placement you are, I guess I should say, in your sibling group, if you even have siblings. But there is a sense here that you had to be very responsible from a young age, and it could be because your parents maybe had to, and this will be a trigger warning, some of your parents had to deal with like addiction. Others of you, it could be not even that deep. It could be like maybe someone liked to drink a lot, or there's just been instances that really affected you in which you saw your parents drunk or something like that, and that really affected you. And so I think that really made an impression on you as far as like seeing a side of them that you did not want to see. And I'm not getting that everybody had to deal with like necessarily an abusive parent during those times, but definitely seeing that it has affected you in a negative way, and it made you feel some type of way, and you know, negatively, not a good memory. And so when you see drunk people now that act that way, it can bring you back to that place in which you feel scared. Others of you, you might go back to that moment when you had to be the parent and things like that. But my heart is going out to you, and I'm giving you the biggest hug, because that is not easy. And yeah, I'm not even going to try to pretend I understand, because I've only, my guides are showing me one instance, and it's not nearly as traumatic. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and reveal the rest of your cards. We have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. You have like a lot of bonus cards, by the way. And we have self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. You have 22, service. Field of flow, let go of expectations and control. Release, freedom, surrender. Crystal waterfalls, clear your minds and cleanse your soul. Healing, cleansing, recharging. And 51, sandpiper spirit, be playful. Okay, pile 4. I feel like you had a difficult time many times throughout your life. And so to tell you that right now, you're going to experience quite a few blessings might be something that you are excited to hear. And your energy feels very different from the other piles. I mean, not different in the sense that you're different people, but different in the sense that this reading feels a lot lighter. That you have good luck coming your way, and that, you know, definitely you have this air of, you might have like always sought validation outside of yourself, because we don't get it enough from yourself. You know, you might seek it elsewhere because you don't give it enough to yourself. And as humans, we all do this, right? So what your divine father wants you to know, and your divine father is not your father. If you don't love yourself deep enough, it's like your divine father wants you to know that if you love yourself deep enough, it's like a well that never runs dry. And if it's overflowing, you should let that overflowing of love shower onto those around you. And thus, it'll act in loving service to those in the world around you, just as Dumbledore did. You know, how he would always be so giving and generous and be there for other people who didn't necessarily have the power to do the things that they needed to do and things like that. He was always there for other people, and I feel like that's kind of what you guys are stepping into as far as like your energy, which is why you're being rewarded with all of these blessings upon blessings. You've been doing that throughout your life. You're always there for people. You always take care of others and put others first. And that's kind of why your divine father is coming through and saying like, look, yes, that's great and stuff, but you also need to know that you need to love you first, to a point where you have so much love overflowing within you that it overflows onto everyone else that you want to help and give service to, and, you know, do all those things for. Therefore, your well of love will never run dry. You will never feel like you need something, that validation or love from anyone else, because you give it so much to yourself. You know what I mean? And like, of course, this is not something that's easy to understand or learn. Like, it's definitely not, especially when as humans, we are not conditioned that way necessarily, or we don't learn it that way. It's like in our nature to seek that from other people, from outside sources, right? But I feel like your divine father really wants you to try and shift that so that you can always be set for you, and you can have more playfulness in your life. You can have more joy in your life. You can bring back that spark. And your cards here have a lot talking about water, flow, you know, things flowing. Look at this, waterfall is flowing, field of flow. And so it's really just reiterating how you need to have that love flowing and pouring out from you, versus, you know, you pouring out of your cup and then having to figure out how to fill it, you know. Let go of expectations and control, release, freedom, surrender, and allowing yourself to just have that freedom, allowing yourself to surrender to the things that are coming your way and receive them. Release what's not serving you. Release the feeling that you need to control and you need to be, you know, doing so much for everybody, and just allow things to just be the way that they're meant to. Crystal waterfalls clear your mind and cleanse your soul. Just definitely allow the love that you give to yourself to heal you and cleanse you and recharge you. Give yourself that self-love that you need and pour back that magic into you before you start giving it all away to everyone else. You know, you have the gifts of your soul that benefits you. It says me and others, me and others, that benefit me and others, not others and me. It says me and others, right? So you need to get it first, and then with all your magic that you have within you, then you can share it with everyone else. You know what I mean? And so accepting responsibility for your own well-being with the blame card coming out here. You are responsible for that. Nobody else is. You can't rely on anybody else to be responsible for how you are feeling, how you are taking care of yourself. It's you. You first. And you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be there for other people if you don't take care of yourself first. And I know it sounds crazy, like, for people to say, like, oh, put yourself first, that sounds selfish, blah blah blah, but it's really not. It's really not. If you always only put you first and you don't think of anyone else, that's selfish. If you don't take care of yourself to the point where you get so sick and so burnt out, so exhausted that you are therefore not able to help others, that's kind of selfish too when you think about it. Okay, what's this pile? Here we go. We have the Hanged Man reverse. This pile, 4s, Divine Father. 10, oh, Ace of Spheres, excuse me. This pile, 4s, Divine Father, want pile, oh shit. Too many cards. This pile, 4s, Divine Father, want them to know. Ten of Wands, reverse. This pile, 4s, Divine Father. 9 of Cups. It says pile 4s, Divine Father, I want them to know. Oh. The Magician. Back of your deck, 2 of Spheres, or the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. Pile 4. Your Divine Father definitely wants you to take action towards you taking responsibility for you pouring back into yourself and not letting things pass you by anymore, you know, not letting opportunities pass you by, because you do have one coming towards you. You have a great one, a great blessing coming towards you that you really need to be taking advantage of. Don't let it pass you by and be like, oh, I'll get to it. I have too many things to take care of first. You know, it's not about taking care of those things first. It's about you unburdening yourself of the things that are not yours to take care of, and you focusing on you and doing what you need to do versus you laying back on the wayside and allowing this to pass you by and hoping it'll circle back because it's meant for you. It's circling back and it's coming for you now. And it's time for you to take advantage of it now as it comes for you. With this Nine of Cups here, this is like a wish fulfillment. This is something you've been manifesting into your life. And you're a powerful manifester at that with the Magician. You have so much magic within you, the power, the resources, everything that you need. Literally, you picked Dumbledore, and you do so much for other people. You have to allow yourself to have more fun. Don't be so rigid and feel like you need to be all work and no play. You know, you have so much within you, so much joy and happiness that needs to be tapped into as you move forward. And again, allow these things to cleanse you. Allow yourself to be cleansed and poured back into because you need it. And allow yourself to love on yourself more and more and more so that you can therefore be of service to others that you want to be of service to, you know, that you want to be there for in the way that you want to be there for them, because ultimately you're going down a path in which you want to achieve the things that you want to achieve with this Nine of Cups. I keep saying things in a weird way, and I don't know if you speak that way, but it's coming out funny. With the Two of Spheres, you're definitely coming into balance and allowing yourself to really balance the things that matter in your life. And I feel like this has a lot to do with you no longer feeling like you're at war with yourself and feeling like you have to choose me or them. You're allowing yourself to really surrender to the path that's coming forward towards you and choosing what feels right and good in your heart, and not feeling guilty about it, not feeling like, you know, you can't take action on the things, and not feeling like you're just going to talk about like the things that you're going to do one day, but rather you're actually going to pull the trigger on them and move forward in the best way. You're finally going to have that passion again, moving forward, because you're doing the things that you've been wanting to do for so long. It's this rebirth, this energy of you stepping into your power, this rebirth of you waking up and recognizing that this is where I belong and what I'm meant to be doing. And I'm finally recognizing how to balance myself moving forward. I'm finally recognizing that, you know, my gifts and things are benefiting me and everyone else. And it's not selfish. It's not. It's definitely not. And you are taking care of you first and foremost, and no longer feeling like you are, you know, it's not you feeling like you're holding back from anything, because you really aren't. You know, you're pouring into yourself, and therefore your cup is overflowing into everyone else's as well. And you're forging a pathway forward in the best way in order for you to achieve the things that you want to achieve, and also helping other people to achieve what they want to achieve as well. I feel like you're closing out a cycle or a chapter that has really been a long time coming, and these blessings that are going to come raining upon you are going to help you do so. You know, you're really being set up for the manifestations coming towards you, coming in for you, that you've been praying for, wishing for, manifesting for, and living for quite some time. And you're moving into a place of harmony. You're moving into a place of adjustment and newness, and honestly, it feels great and exciting for you guys. It feels like you're stepping into your power and owning it and wielding the wand that you should so rightfully be wielding. And it's just an exciting time, and I'm excited for you. It's so interesting how we have 46 here when you have 4 and 6 here as well, just doubling up on that 10 energy, and the 4 and 6s, that these are new opportunities coming away, new beginnings, that you have these gifts that you are tapping into, and you are completing the end of a cycle and starting a new one. And it's exciting energy pile. For someone might have told you don't go chasing waterfalls, but seriously, go chase the waterfalls. Go do the things that you're meant to be doing and wanting to do. Don't feel like any dream is too big for you to go after, and go after it. Trust that you have all of the power. We're going to finish off with these cards for advice and guidance from your Divine Father. So we have Jasmine with passion, trigger statement, I am scared. True statement. When I am vulnerable, I am at my strongest. Reconnect with your feminine energy and pursue something that ignites your fire. Exactly. Open the gates of your fortress and explore. Seriously, pile 4, seriously. Open the gates and explore. What is igniting your fire? Advice and guidance for pile 4, please. We have flow with, I'm going to butcher this, arbor vitae. Trigger statements. Why are things such a struggle? True statement. I am in the flow. Take a breath, dear one, and allow yourself to feel the flow of life through you. Release your need to do and just be. And this is just about you surrendering, right? Surrendering and allowing things to come through. You're in flow with the things. Look at this flow. What were we talking about? And take a breath. We also have cedarwood with connection. Trigger statement. Is it too much? True statement. I am grounded in my body. Use your empathic abilities to connect with others. Discern the information you receive and do not take on what is not your own. Exactly. I'm also going to take this one. Wisdom, rosemary. Trigger statement. It doesn't make sense. True statement. I see the bigger picture. You are moving towards a deeper level of understanding. From knowledge to wisdom, take time to absorb the lessons. So definitely growing wiser, and as you move forward in these experiences that you're experiencing, take that in. The back of your deck, we have anchor with studying. Trigger statement. I am not ready for what comes next. True statement. I take it one step at a time. Although things are shifting so quickly, be present and know that this is part of a greater plan. Exactly. You have so many blessings coming your way, so many things that are going to lead you down a path of changes, a path of shifts. And these are things that you've been manifesting into your life. And trust me when I say that you are ready for it. Trust me when I say that you have what it takes to navigate these waters, to move forward in the best way and to overcome any challenges that might be thrown at you. Although I don't see them being thrown at you very much, because you have blessings coming in as your main card, so different from the other piles. But pile 4, I really am getting that not every single opportunity that comes your way is going to be a winning one. Use your discernment and trust your gut. When something feels off, it probably is. But for the most part, I do want you to know that you are worthy and capable of overcoming anything that's thrown your way, like I said. And you can discern for yourself what feels right and what is not. So with that being said, that is where I'm going to leave your reading pile 4. You got this, and you are doing incredible. If you guys enjoyed it, please go ahead and smash the like button. Comment a bird emoji. I don't know if there's a stork. Comment a bird emoji down below so I know you're from pile 4. And yeah, let me know how you guys like this, and if you enjoyed it, how you enjoyed it, things like that. I would love it if you guys subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'm also going to be dropping my Patreon link down below in case you're interested in joining our magical family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching this. And I will see you soon. Bye!